Hey Mike, how you doing?
I'm excited, Drew.
What are you
Good.
excited about?
That we're like a month out from Black Friday and we've just been cranking on getting a whole bunch of new capabilities out, especially over the last couple months in anticipation of the huge Q4 for all of our thousands of brands.
We're doing something new where we're launching seasonal editions, bundle of new features that is launching in Q4. Really excited about the momentum. I'm really proud of our product and engineering and data teams that have done such hard work getting this stuff launched and out the door, all driven by customer needs. And we're really excited to talk about some of this stuff.
Let's hit on some of the big ones first, Drew. Our AI benchmark recommendations. We've aggregated data across thousands of brands, tens of thousands of campaigns, hundreds of millions of cards, and we have grouped that all together and understand how different categories perform, how peer groups perform, people that look like your brand, and we can help show you that in our benchmarking capability. A bunch of different core KPIs that you should be benchmarking your campaigns against, understanding where there's opportunity for improvement, understand where you should be scaling more. And this is the data that also powers a lot of the dynamic optimizations we're doing for your campaigns on a regular basis, which means you are getting the best possible performance out of the channel because we have the best and the most data.
Knowing where the opportunities are as a marketer, especially in direct mail, because we've got so much data, and AI is just, it's a no-brainer to sort of layer machine learning and AI on top of all that data and say, okay, what are the trends? Where are the opportunities?
Yeah, and it's only the beginning, and it is, again, exclusive to us in the sense that it only works when you have the most data possible for this channel. And we do, because we work with thousands and thousands of brands, and that just doesn't even come close to what all these sort of legacy direct mail providers do. So that's number one. Number two, PostPilot Halo.
Probably my favorite new feature. And this is our ability to measure direct mail's impact on other channels, starting with Amazon.
Yeah, this is another game changer that's an exclusive with PostPilot. We know, obviously, who of your recipients converts on Shopify, and you see that in your dashboard. Now, we can also show you how much revenue and conversions are being generated on Amazon from those same recipients. And we add that to your dashboard so you can see the more complete picture of how much your campaigns are generating for you in terms of revenue and ROI. And we know that so much e-commerce volume naturally occurs on Amazon. So again, having that insight into how these campaigns are truly performing for you gives you much more confidence in how you can scale up a lot of these campaigns and how they're actually performing.
Let's go for number three, automated acquisition AI. So what's that?
So we've talked a lot about being meta for mail and how we've built this proprietary lookalike audience modeling, again, leveraging that data that we have, thousands of attributes on hundreds of millions of US consumers. And we do that to power your prospecting campaigns. Now we're further moving in evolving that prospecting capability to be even more like meta for mail with automated acquisition campaigns, meaning you can set a daily budget just like you would with your meta campaigns. And just like meta campaigns, we are finding the best possible prospects for your brand as of that particular moment in time, using all these real-time signals that we have, as well as all the other attributes and data that we have on these US consumers, and deciding who should get a card as of that moment in time and dripping it out just like you would with your meta budget.
For any CMO, it's going to help you build a much more resilient business as you diversify your acquisition off of Meta.
Yeah, and just like Meta, it's learning in real time too. So it's using all the signals and the feedback loop that it's getting from interactions and conversions and feeding that right back into the model to continuously optimize it on an ongoing basis. Again, just like Meta does.
All right, well, those were the big three: AI benchmarking recommendations, PostPilot Halo, and automated acquisition AI for acquisition. But the fun doesn't stop there, Mike. We've got a bunch of smaller, more incremental changes and improvements that we're going to announce in fall editions. The first one there is custom fields. Why would a brand want to use custom fields?
Yeah, so this is one of our more highly requested features. We already allow you to customize fields like your name, include single-use coupon codes, and other custom info, but we're adding the capability to take more custom fields from other third-party apps. A great use case here would be a loyalty app where someone has a certain number of points waiting for them in their account, or they've accumulated a certain amount of credit. We can then dynamically print that on the card and say, hey, Drew, you've got $7.37 just waiting for you over here at store XYZ. Come and spend it. Things like that we'll be able to pipe in and create even more personalized creative and more personalized cards for recipients.
All right, Mike, the second improvement we want to announce, the graph and segmentation updates. What is the graph and what is our segmentation update?
Yeah, so we have this proprietary identity graph. Again, it has the most data that's ever been assembled for direct mail in particular. Thousands of attributes, again, from hundreds of millions of consumers, and we're constantly connecting those dots together to create a richer profile of your customers. And that allows you to not only get better performance because we know more things about all those different recipients that we can use for targeting, but it allows you to do some other cool segmentation that you haven't been able to do before. So for example, you could not only send a reactivation campaign to people who haven't bought in the last 6 months, but you could say, I only want to send this creative to females that haven't bought in the last 6 months, and put different creative on that than ones that go to males. You could do it based on all these other types of attributes that we have and things that we know about those individuals, not just their transactional history. So some really cool additional ways to drive personalization there as well. More accurate targeting, so less wasted spend where two people are actually the same person, you just don't know that. Our graph does that. And again, this is something that just has not been done effectively before, to be able to ensure that your spend is being optimized by not sending duplicative cards to the same household, things like that.
Third minor update, API triggers in flow. So that's a feature that's really significant because you can essentially trigger direct mail campaigns and postcards and things like that off of an API now using just an email address.
Yes, so we've had an API and typically or historically it's required you to be able to pass the full customer information, including their mailing address. But using our mail match technology, we know somebody's postal address by just their email address already. And this update allows us to target prospects in many cases with just an email address through essentially any third-party app, which most third-party apps are capturing, somebody's email address and using that to trigger events in their app, but they're not typically capturing their postal address, especially if they're not an actual customer yet. Now, any of these third-party apps that can send events to PostPilot and can say, this email address, this thing just happened, we want to send them a card. Now we can take that, match it to a postal address, and trigger it based on a lot of interesting events and new use cases.
Those are the three minor updates.
And I would just add, again, there's a lot more stuff that we've rolled out over the last couple months that some of it, again, is behind the scenes, making sure that, again, those suppressions are working really well. We've done a ton of UI and UX updates to make it even easier to understand and interpret the data that you're seeing. We've done some really cool things with respect to data maturity and understanding where in the lifespan of a postcard these campaigns are sitting at. But, we had to cut it off somewhere. These are sort of the top ones that we wanted to make sure people are aware of, but we're always releasing new stuff, again, that's driving better performance and a better user experience for you and new use cases.
Right. So this is our fall editions. We're really excited about these launches. Our goal at PostPilot is to make direct mail a viable channel that really works and helps grow our brands, our customers, our brands. And I think Fall Editions is just a great example of how we're making this channel more modern, more responsive to customer needs, and perform better overall. So really excited about Fall Editions. Check it out at postpilot.com and reach out, and we can give you a demo and show you all about how these things work.